Greetings from here and beyond. Merlin I am. Dear friends, dear masters, dear Merlins. It is time to tell you my story. It is time to tell you about the Merlin energy, about the Merlin name, about me. Now, me, which I'm here, I'm the first Merlin. Indeed, there are also the others, the Merlin's group. But now it is about me. My story started long ago, in the time of Galilee. I was birthed together with my sister at the end of November in Sagittarius constellation, in the same year which the Joshua ben Joseph crucifixion, and also resurrection, for sure. Me and my sister were the children of Joshua ben Joseph and Mary Magdalena. We didn't have names. At that time, the people knows about us only like the children of Mary Magdalene. What you don't know, and it is a sacred thing. Joshua ben Joseph, after his resurrection, didn't leave the earth. He did, because there were a lot of problems with the authorities, with the priests, with the Jewish priests, and also with the Roman authorities. We established, together with the apostles, to proclaim the ascension of Joshua ben Joseph after 40 days. 40 days after his resurrection. But this was only a measure to continue his work in silence and in peace. My father, Joshua ben Joseph, continued to stay on the planet more than 40 years, specifically exactly 44 years indeed. In this time, he continued to supervise the work of his apostles. Also, he expressed his role like a father for me and my sister. Indeed, his energy was totally different than before resurrection, but he maintained his human form and his role on earth. Let's breathe with that, dear friends. During his lifetime, like Joshua ben Joseph, he didn't pass through the experience to be a father, to have children, to see how the Christos seed can be developed from the beginning of life on earth. And he wanted this experience, for sure, with his children. My first memories like Merlin, but in that time I didn't have this name. We, like children of Joshua ben Joseph, at the age of 2, together with our mother, Mary Magdalene. We started a road. We started from Galilee, and under the supervision of Joshua ben Joseph, we started to go forth. The first place for us was the Dead Sea, the place where the Essene have their siege, their main villages. Joshua indeed sent the apostle in the world, but he wanted that with Mary Magdalene and with both of us to arrive in the main center of spirituality on that time. And these were the Dead Sea with the scenes, the Egypt, and Theba, the altar from Theba. We started our road together with our mom. We had in that time a cart, 2 mules, and a goat. Indeed, a goat was with us. Every night our mother milked the goat and gave us milk. The life in that time was very simple. Also, we had unleavened bread, azima in the term of Jewish, which we put on our cart during the day, and in the sun it dry, and we have azima and milk to eat every evening. Also, we took with us some smoked fish and dates and olives. We were happy, indeed, we were happy. We slept during the night below the sky filled with stars, in fresh air, and our mother put some blankets on us. This is the first memory from my childhood. From time to time our father appeared on this road and stayed a few days with us. From that moment he never told to others that he is Joshua ben Joseph. No, he appeared only like the husband of Mary Magdalene, a husband. We had protection on that road, because in that times the roads are not so safety, not so well. A lot of angels and also Joshua ben Joseph take care of us. Me, I was just a boy which really enjoy the life every day, every moment. I liked a lot our meals and the good, of course. And I felt myself blessed, really blessed. After a lot of time, we arrived at the Dead Sea, at the Essenes. We spent there around 3 years. The Essenes knows very well the story of Joshua, and also note our mother, and They received us very warmful. Since we had, me and my sister, had the first experience in playing with other children. Yes, we were a lot of children there, and we enjoy the childhood like never before. Also, we experienced that floating in the Dead Sea, and here our mother, Marie Magdalene, which is a mistress, started to teach, to tell to the saints the real story of Joshua and what were his teachings. Marie Magdalene was a mistress, and she started to teach the Christos Mastery Schools. This was the name of the first Christian schools, Christos Mastery Schools. Amazing was my mother. It was a real joy to see her and our father from time to time teached together. Since we create a circle for children, schools for children, to maintain them open. In my lifetime, in my childhood, without name, a person without name, also like my sister, we had that blessing to maintain open the realm of the fairies, of the unicorns, of the gnomes and elves. That realm was never closed for us. And for this reason, we were special between the Essene children. We played with them, but we also played a lot with these magical beings. Essenes realized after a while that Joshua is Joshua ben Joseph, not only the husband of Marie Magdalene, but they keep this also in secret. Imagine Joshua ben Joseph, because he taught people, mature people, and also offered to the entire consciousness the lesson of die and resurrection and freedom from all it is flesh and blood. This Christus essence was too precious for Joshua to leave the planet. So he continued with us. I had his parent love, so beautiful love. He came to me sometimes, just look into my eyes, just touching me gentle, and telling me a lot of stories about the human futures. When he came from his traveling, spoke to the scenes what happened in the world, what is happened with his apostles, what happened with the consciousness. He also encouraged us to receive the scene lessons, the scene teachings, and to have the best education. Those 3 years were very happy for me and my sisters. But after a while, somehow the Romans found the track of our mother, and we must leave the scenes, because our presence there put in danger their community, and somehow our role and our time there was finished. They remained with the beginning of the Christos Mastery School. Our mother, together with our father, formed between them some disciples, some teachers, which had the role to continue with these teachings. And also they formed their schools for children in order to maintain open the magic universe, the fairies universe, the unseen universe, and timeless universe. Indeed, for your time, when the life is so complex, in so many details concerning the childhood and the children's, in my time there was a lot of freedom, a lot of fun, a lot of joy, and a lot of magic. After 3 years, we go forth. We go to Egypt in order to meet the wise people from there, the wise priests of Egypt. Our father, Joshua ben Joseph, worked with them long ago, before he started his teachings in Galilee. And they waited for us a lot of time. Joshua, Mary Magdalene, and 2 of us wanted also to bring there, in one of the main spiritual points, the Christos Mastery Schools. Indeed, he sent the apostles into the world in the main social points, but for these very special points, the spiritual points of the world, the real basement of spirituality, he wanted to bring by himself, together with the Mistress Mary Magdalene, the Christos Mastery Schools. And indeed, we arrived in Egypt. We had in Egypt also around 3 years, beautiful years. Our role, because we were open to the magic universe, was to be with the children of the Egypt. Our mother and our father opened the Christos Mastery Schools for the adults one, and also created that circles for children. Beautiful times also were for us in Egypt, but in the same time we was necessary to hide. Indeed, the wisest priests of Egypt were with us, but they maintain secret our presence. In the period of Egypt, our father Joshua ben Joseph started to work with the wise humans of the Tibet area. In that time, he alone, a lot of time during the year spent in Tibet, and preach and teach his Christos mastery schools. Do that teachings now, in your time also, on earth. There are populations of masters which already have hundreds of years like age, and indeed they are able to go beyond the physics, the ordinary physics. They can't move through time and space like real masters, and they maintain the energy of the planet. This was also one of the purpose of Joshua ben Joseph. Indeed, he sent the apostle into the world, but he continued also by himself, sometimes alone, sometimes with the mysterious Mary Magdalene, to create the Christos mastery schools. And this was not an easy work, and was not a short time work. For this reason, that 40 years which Joshua ben Joseph continued to stay on earth were full years of teaching, full years of opening gates to so many people, to so many souls, in so many areas of the planet. What churches bring to you, and the history, how you know, was never true. Not because the priests want to hide something, no, because they limit so much. Imagine yourself, after how a so great master, a so great teacher, to hide, to go from the planet, after so many realizations, when the things were just at the beginning. It is even illogic. No. He did. Me, a boy without name still, with my sister, a girl without name still. We were children. We suffer somehow because we live the sins children, our friends. But this gave to us also a little bit of maturity. We started again to have friends with the children of the Egyptians, priests. And somehow, after 3 years, when it was necessary to go again forth, another sadness occurred in our hearts. Still, a boy without a name and a girl without a name. Children of two grand beings, two grand masters. Indeed, in that time in Egypt also we learned about the old Egyptians' teachings. Our education grew with us, together with us. After the teachings of the saints in our education, we had the teachings of the Egyptians. Meanwhile, our parents taught some special from that Egypt caste and made them teachers for their schools, Christos Mastery Schools. Opened also this for the children's. I was at the age of 8 together with my sister when we left the Egypt. We took a ship together with our mother, Marie Magdalene, and crossed the Mediterranean Sea to Thebes, to the altar of Thebes. Sometimes also our father came on that ship, but he came and he go when he want. His energy was so expanded on the planet, and his concern and his love for the Christos seed was so strong. Indeed, a little part was also for us like father, like parent, but not so much. He grew up under the sweet love of Marie Magdalene, and from time to time from his strength, from Joshua ben Joseph. We crossed the sea, indeed. We arrived in Thebes. For many years, that wise priests, that wise and spiritual beings waited for us. For two of us, and also for Joshua. Anytime when Joshua came in a place, he spoke about his story, about the events of Galilee, and keep also all of this for the outside world in secret. Only for few where he told his story. And after that few create a signal, and the proper beings came to these new schools, the Christos Mastery Schools. In that time, at the age of 9 years, me and my sisters, we remained open to the fairies, to the unicorns, to all of this. We never had this universe closed. Indeed, can be a lot of details, but the main thing is this road. There in Thebes, my mother, Marie Magdalene, and my father, Joshua and Ben Joseph, started again to teach together. From time to time, we heard news, what's happened with Peter, with Paul, with John, what's happened in Rome, what's happened in Galilee, what's happened in Athena, or in the Egypt which we left behind. We indeed became very educated beings, little masters, but also very educated beings in the mysteries of the spirit of so many cultures. Still, I haven't a name. Also, my sister. They call us just the children of Marie Magdalene. And indeed, at the age of 11, we took another ship, and we go to the south of France, near the Delta of Rhine. We arrived on the shore of France. This time was not the purpose to meet the main spiritual points of the planet. This trip was for the purpose to go by our own. The schools of Christos Mastery, and also us, like the first children's from a royal line in a way. The idea of royalty, how strange looks. The idea of royalty started from this presence. They remain, and somehow the information goes, because Joshua ben Joseph was considered long ago the king of the Jews. Indeed, false, but this rank of king was not, and in that times in Europe, and somehow this world arrived in that land. During our trip with this ship on the Mediterranean Sea, once again, I had a dream, and this dream occurred many nights, mostly when was full moon. In this dream, I created an ark, a ship which was able to flow in the air, and which was set in motion by the light of my soul passion. On this ark, I imagine all my friends from my childhood, all my friends from the scene, all my friends from the Egypt, all my friends from Theba. I imagined this ark able to navigate free through dimensions, able to navigate free of time, free of limitations, from a universe to another, to a dimension to another, with the propulsion of the light which emanates from the soul passion. This dream was long ago, very long ago, and I share with you this dream. An ark which float on air, which set in motion by light, appear to be similar with your internet today, but the word ark, and then was only the ark of the boy without name. The origin was in my dream, in that night on the sea, on the ship, when the sea make that gentle movement of the ship. And somehow I felt this dream is able to go through dimensions, through times. Now, dear friends, is the time of the Ark. It is the freedom of the Ark. The Ark is a dream from my childhood, and you can say from the first Merlin childhood. We arrived on the shore of the France, indeed. At that time, the name of the France was the Gaul. They speak a strange language that for us took a lot of time to learn their language. We arrived there, and our first host was a family of Essenes. Joshua sent them to be there to prepare the place for us. They had a small house in a small village near the sea, and they waited for us around 7 years. Here we shall take a pause, and we shall continue with another session. This story of mine, still a boy without a name. Thank you, and thank you. Greetings once again. I am Merlin. Sorry for the Koch of Christian. The stove released some smoke accidentally, but you already know nothing is accidentally. We speak here about things which for so long time were unknown. And indeed, this changed the structure of the energy, including the structure of the energy of the planet. When special energies are grounded, are translated in human words and spoken by a human voice, there are a lot of phenomena in the energy of the planet, and that smoke was not accidental. So, dear friends, let's go forth. We arrived on the shore of France, in the south of France. We were well hosted by this family of Essenes. And how I said, we started to learn the language of the Relim. At the age of 12, I already know 3 languages. The language of Judea, the language of Egypt, the language of Greeks, of Theba, and now I found myself in the position to learn the fourth language, the old language of France. Indeed, here do the scenes my mother continue to teach the Christic mastery schools. In the years which they stayed there, they found a lot of people which are open to the birth of Christ's seed. From time to time, our Father continued to came to us. In France, nobody knows about him, that only a master of Christic mastery schools, the husband of my mother, Marie Magdalene. There never was spoken the words Joshua ben Joseph. I grew up, me and my sister also. In that land, in that country, every human had a name. It was the custom. Every human must have a name. And me, I was still a boy without name, and my sister, a girl, also without name. One day, when I walk on the shore of the sea, I look at the beauty of waves, the beauty of tide, how this huge water bring a lot of shells, a lot of jellyfish and fish, and then go back, and these beings remains there. When the waters come again force, some of these beings come again to life. In the language of that land, this big water was called mer, la mer, the word in français, la mer. And the border between the land and the sea, in the same language, is called Line. And then I found a name for myself. I gave to myself my own name. Merlin, the line of the sea, the border of the sea. This is Merlin, dear friends. This is the signification of my name. I am the line of the sea, the border of the sea, that no man land between the sea and the land. In that area, which I felt corresponds to my energy, always it is a big motion of energy. Always there is in and between. Always there is here and beyond. Always there is life and death and resurrection. Always there is a dynamic which is nowhere on earth other on the line of the sea, on the Merlin. This is the origin of my name, because I needed to have a name, and this thing bothered me somehow. In my walks on the shore, I gave a name to myself, the line of the sea, Merlin, the line of the sea, the border between the land of that big water, which you know, the mer in français. This is the origin of my name. I took my name, I felt it deeply with my soul, and I consider it very proper for my energy. I told my name to my mother and also to my father. They encouraged me to keep this name. I never imagined this name will become so important, but this is the origin of my name. The line between sea and the land. Merlin, linea Mării, the line of the sea. So, dear Merlins, now you know what means Merlin. I was the first Merlin, a boy without name, and I discovered by my own soul my own name. As in my time, as for myself, Merlin is a title which only you can give to yourself. Merlin became a very respectful title in the next 2000 years. And by you will become again. You are the border of the sea. You are here and beyond. The same line is the horizon, where the land kisses the sky. But that is far away. The Merlin is much more touchable, much more real. The land, the water, under the light of the sun, and also there is a point where the air is different, so different that in any place of earth where the air from the sea meets the air from the land that breathes, it is also the breathing of Merlin, the breeze of the sea. May it be from now on your breathing as well. So, dear friends, let's continue with my story. I grew up, I learned the language of this realm too. Me, my sister and my mother starting to go to north of France. We arrived to the place which is called now Saint-Étienne. That was the deepest point into the land where we arrived. But on the road, in different villages, in different human places, we send out a call, but not a call from the mind, a call from our energy, from our souls, to appear the proper beings for the Christic mastery schools. And because the magic is real, they appeared. They were travelers, many of them, not so much burned in that land. No, travelers from all over the world, including from Romania, from where we speak right now, from Transylvania. Travelers, a lot of travelers in searching their souls, their true freedom. I grew up at the age of 15. My father took with him 2 times in Tibet. At that, populations of already became masters. I saw him, I knew him, I saw how they flew through the air, how they traveled through time. There I discovered also in myself the passion for traveling through time. But this is not a real term, traveling through time. Only humans traveling through times. Day by day, year after year, humans indeed traveling through time. From the point of view of Merlin, Merlin is in the center. The time is only a circle. And Merlin is at the same distance with any point of the circle, at the same distance. To the Merlin freedom, there is the same distance to any point of time, including the present, the past, the future, or all other imaginations that humans have about time. But here it is not a lesson about the time. Here I want to continue to tell you my story in human flesh and blood, because it is very important to have this reference point, because you are also now humans in flesh and blood. After the second trip in Tibet with my father Joshua ben Joseph, we returned to the France, and then was happened something which generally happened to all the boys at my age, at 15 years. I fall in love with a wonderful girl. Her name was Lorraine. This Lorraine became for me the most important thing in life. We love each other in any ways, in all the ways. She was very attracted by me, by my knowingness. We speak about Egypt, about Theba, about Galilee, and also about magic, about the realm of the fairies, of unicorns, about the unseen things. Together with her, I observed myself how this time traveling developed in me. There were nights, even days, when I found myself just staying on a rock, my body staying on a rock, and me traveling through different kingdoms, through different societies, through different times. We were happy. We had the blessing of my parents and also of her parents. We were happy. We were so close to have a wedding, a human wedding, like you very well know. Between us was not a karmic relation, was a soul-to-soul relation. She understood very well my imagination, my stories, and also she participated at the Christic mastery schools with my mother and my father. But life is life. Also with her I started, because she loved a lot the animals, the flowers, the plants. I started to love all of these beings as well. And I discovered through my crystalline energies that can change my shape. I can become a bird, can become a tree, can become a rabbit, or a chicken, or a fox, or even a wolf, when I choose. It was an extraordinary discovering. This shapeshifter of me, a boy without name, which became Merlin. It is due Lorraine. To Lorraine, due her love, which her inspired me about the animals, about the plants. I discovered this quality of shapeshifter. She listened to me about the kingdom of fairies, about the kingdom of unicorns, and step by step she opened to this kingdom as well. We were happy, very happy. Around 7 years were the most beautiful years of my life. Indeed, Merlin, my energy was sometimes like a gentle sea which loved the land. Other times like big waves, big storms, but in the same love. We enjoyed our love around 7 years. We traveled through France and Marie Magdalene. We had a lot of friends and we were happy. One day, terrible day, a scared horse, which was on the street, hit Lorraine, just one hoof hit, exactly in the middle of the head. She died. She died in that moment. I fall into my knees and was like my soul was broken in thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of pieces and spread in all the universe. Then a huge revulsion was in me, a really revolution. Somehow my soul destroyed all the limits of time, all the limits of time. My father and my mother never taught me something like this or show me, but in that moment my soul destroyed all the limits of time. For the first time and forever, for myself, the first Merlin. My life was never the same after that. During my lifetime, like Merlin, I never married. I never have a wife. After that explosion of my soul, after that destroying all the limits of time, not by my humanness, but from my love, from my soul, I became what you call today Merlin, the time traveler. Why? Because I searched Lorraine. I searched her to love her again in all the past lives of her, in all the future lives of her. And I never stopped. I became the time traveler, Merlin, the lion of the sea, with no line, with no lines of the time. Being in motion, with my passion, with my love, I arrived long ago in Tien temples. Yes. There, Lorraine was a priestess of one of the temples, of one of the Isis temples. I knew then I cannot love her in that life, because that were the rules of the temples. But I spent a lot of time there. I spent a lot of time in Tien. A lot of time. Nobody cares about me. At that time you were a big priest, big and wise, but not so wise. I was a nobody. A nobody which came there from a so far away future. Just a nobody. Staying there days, weeks, just for the grace to see from time my love, Lorraine. And then I know you better. I realized that you will become the saints. You will become the Egypt sacerdotes. You will become wise beings, great beings, great teachers, and also one day maybe my friends. But there, in the time of Tien, I was a nobody. Like a ghost on the streets. I saw the armies of Azura Timu. I saw the final battle in the front of the walls of Tien. Indeed, some of you choose to go out to stop that army. Others not. Others remain peaceful. I saw all of this, and through all of this, the love for Lorraine was the most important. But because I was between you, I started to love you as well. I discovered your dreams, your talks about the Atlantean dream, about the divine and human walking together on earth. Then I watched at you, but not searching for you, in many times, in many places. I loved my beautiful Lorraine, maybe in 100 lifetimes, before she burst, and I knew her like Merlin, the sea lion. And even now, I know she is somewhere. Somewhere on a bench near the sea. Right now indeed, when I address to you, she is on a bench there at the line of the Mer, at the line of the sea, near the Merlin. I became indeed the Merlin, the time traveler. I became able to project my body, a physical body, in any time and on any land. I help a lot of kings, a lot of peoples of the world. I help also by my simple words and presence the development of the seed Christ, and from time to time to tell others the teachings of the Christic mastery schools. I traveled a lot by myself. Sometimes I went also with my father in his trips. I saw Rome, I saw Athena, I saw the most important places of the world. Sometimes just by my passion, I found the passion to love the humans. Doesn't matter how they are, how bad, how good, how much they mistake or how they choose to experience. And to my Lorraine, I continue to love the plants, the animals, the waters, all the life forms. When I was 44, my father, Joshua ben Joseph, left the planet for good. I remained a traveler, going me in place of him in all the places where the Christic mastery schools were taught. Also with my mother. My mother, Marie Magdalene, stayed on earth more than my father, 10 years more. My sister, indeed my sister, maybe you asked what was happened with my sister. My sister never had a name. It was her choice. But she helped my mother like a mistress, like a teacher in the Christic mastery schools. She was the one which continued the Christic mastery schools after the death of my mother and after the depart of my father, Joshua ben Joseph. She also had a love and have a boy, a child. A boy. Yes, a boy. She gave my name to that boy. That boy was the second Merlin of Earth, my nephew, the son of my sister. Me, Merlin, I continued my traveling, continued to help to understand the nature of time, if all of this can be changed. I loved a lot the plants, the animals, the humans, but why? Why? Was this very deep question. Why? After a while, all this beauty is devoured, is eaten by the dragon of time. Why? I was free from the dragon of time, but I was the only one. When my nephew grew up, little Merlin, he also had the education of the Christic mastery schools. And then he started to travel with me. We traveled together around 20 years. He learned all the things about love, about being a protector of any life form and consciousness. The Merlin energy at the end of my life was completely arranged, completely clear. So, me, a boy without name, son of Joshua ben Joseph and Marie Magdalene, which I gave to myself my own name, Merlin, the Lion of the Sea. I'm here once again. I'm here to be sure that the magic will continue, will go forth. I'm here near to you, here and beyond as well. You, dear Merlins, some of you were friends from my childhood. You know what it is about in my dream, what it is about in my dream of Merlin's Ark. You know so deep, so deep, so deep. And I'm sure that by my presence, by just my simple presence, from time to time with you, you will remember, you will bring to the surface this very, very deep and meaningful energy for you. Indeed. So, my dear friends, it is time for you to create your legend. I shared with you mine. And remember, Merlin, the Lion of the Sea, is my name. The line between two. Because of this Merlin, I was able to go beyond the physics of any dimension, because I know how to split the lines between dimensions. You don't need this thing right now. No. You need to assume your adventure, your soul adventure once again, and to go into the unknown, but it is an unknown that you already know. You already know. You have no excuses. You already know this unknown. In this time on the planet, when the mind, the technology are so destructive, you are the ones which will make the difference, which will go with the magic force, which you will be able, like the line of the seas, to protect all the life forms from the sea and from the land. How? By your love, by your passion, by your presence once again. Me, the first Merlin, with a group of Merlins, whichever care this title, the Merlin, the Lion of the Sea, became a title, and I'm sure that you will remember about yourself. From now on, let it be 17 January, the celebration of the Merlin Ark. On any land where this world will be pronounced Merlin's Ark, the flowers will blossom, the butterflies will fly in joy, the unicorns, by your recognition, will feel again alive, the fairies as well. Gaia living, but they will not go. Even they belong to the structure of Gaia. The fairies, the unicorns, the gnomes and the elves will not go, will stay here, exactly like the masters of this time, exactly like the Merlins of this time. The Ark rising. Your love, your trust, your wisdom will be your shield. Me, like Merlin, the son of Joshua ben Joseph and Marie Magdalene, together with a group of Merlins from the past, we go forth with you. Please use the wave structure that we spoke about. Please use the holographic reality of the Merlin universe. Each and every one of you is unique, and Merlin as well. The line from the sea of the land, of the line from the sea of the land of any dimensions. Your soul knows what is about. With this, dear friends, we hug you, we honor you, we love you, and may from now on be free, be the Merlins of any dimensions. You. It is time again to discover love, a love how was mine from Lorraine. It is time to discover again the friendship with people, with animals, with plants, the communications, the colors of life. It is your time, without time. So with that, greetings from here and beyond. I am Merlin.